It is known as one of the cities in our great country that never sleeps. The Big Easy, New Orleans. We have a game on a sim day night. It is Tuesday night, Mercedes-Benz Simperdome. Steve Buchanan and Brendan Glasheen for Madden After Dark. Let's do it. Ravens, Saints, they didn't meet in real life. They're meeting in sim life, Steve. Let's go.
Yeah, it's Madden After Dark, so you know that you and I have to get together for this stream. A good game for Madden After Dark. I'm not doing a Titans game, so I'm like ecstatic more than usual. Like, I'm ready to see two other teams take the field. The Saints, the Ravens. This should be a good one in the Dome, by the way.
In the Mercedes-Benz Simperdome in New Orleans, Louisiana. Let's do it, everybody. Justice Hill is set to return for the Baltimore Ravens. They are led, of course, by Lamar Jackson. He is the sexy man these days. I mean, he'll be on Madden's cover next year, but not in this rendition. He has 6 touchdowns to 5 picks in our sims. However, last time out, he went for 23 DK points, a new best in a game against San Francisco. So here we go. At the Superdome, Simperdome, in Madden After Dark. Let's do this thing. Lamar Jackson, awareness 92, speed 96, short throw ratings 92, medium 83, long throw 86. His ownership, Steve, 23% captain, 76% flex in the showdown.
Yeah, you know, honestly, for someone who is so good in real life, he actually really hasn't been that great in these simulations. You mentioned his good game there as he runs with the ball there for the first play of the game there, but Jackson has been kind of an odd duck in these simulations. You said that he had that really good game, absolutely did, and then we look at someone like Drew Brees on the other side of the ball, at least by the Madden ratings. This should be a very good game with two very good quarterbacks here. Low captain ownership for Drew Brees at only 6.3%. It may sound surprising, but when you consider he was 17,100 to captain, it starts to make a little bit more sense.
Yes, that great game for Jackson, by the way, was against Houston last time out. As Jackson floats this ball, it is caught by Mark Ingram, the former Saint. Do we get a sim revenge narrative, Steve? 3rd and 15.
Yeah, you brought that up as we were getting ready for the game. Completely forgot this is a Mark Ingram revenge game, potentially here for Mark Ingram. As you mentioned, they didn't meet during the regular season, so this is Ingram's first look against the Saints as a Raven. So let's see if that comes into play at all. Let's see if the sim even knows that it's a revenge game.
3rd down 15. We're just a minute in. You guys are joining us on YouTube, the Game Center, DK Live. Thanks for being here. Madden After Dark, 2 wide set for Jackson. 3-step drop, he's going to take off. Can he make the 15 yards? He jukes, and he gets the first down, advances to the 38, a gain of 18 for Lamar Jackson.
Beautiful juke there from Lamar Jackson, getting this drive off to a hot start for the Ravens, getting that pivotal first down, moves them just about midfield. For the Ravens here, let's see if they can get a quick score. You know, you and I had that really hot start on Sunday with, what was that, the Rams game it was? Rams and Vikings? Was that the game?
Yes, sir.
They all blend together. They all blend together so fast. Had a really hot start in that one. Kind of went down in the second half. But how about let's just pure offense throughout this whole game? That'd be fantastic.
Lamar Jackson in 6 DraftKings simulations has 316 rushing yards, 3 rush touchdowns. 4 wide set for Jackson. Surveys the defense in the dome. Let it rip, kid. He fires, and it's caught. That is Willie Snead pushed out of bounds.
Yeah, so you look at the Ravens receivers. It really comes out with Hollywood Brown, who is the highest rated receiver for the Ravens here. Then it really drops off with Willie Snead and Seth Roberts as a wide receiver 2 and 3. So we'll see if he goes to Brown a little bit more. We'll see if he goes to Mark Andrews. But the receivers on both sides, it kind of is their number one guys. Then it's a pretty significant drop-off. So we'll see if that affects the game at all. And if that potentially will make us see some more running in this game between Ingram and Kamara.
And to your point, Hollywood Brown, the wide receiver 1 for Baltimore, has 0 touchdowns in our sims. 2nd down and 5. It's play action Jackson. Swooping, staying on his feet, and he's wrestled down. That is New Orleans with the stop. Nice play. I was looking for the number.
I was trying to say, are you trying to figure out who that was? Because I could see you struggling to try to figure out who that was. We'll just say it was a.
It was Demario Davis, the will linebacker. There we go.
Okay, good. I'm glad you figured that out.
3rd and 3 for Jackson. Over the middle, it's caught. Hollywood Brown, check that. That's Seth Roberts. And he's up to the 49-yard line. Yes, first down, Seth.
Yeah, Seth Roberts is the wide receiver 3 in this game. He's pretty cheap overall. You look at his price in the showdown mode for Seth Roberts. We're only looking at a very affordable $3,600 for Seth Roberts. Very cheap in the wide receiver 3 spot, but as you can imagine, not exactly highly rated in this game at all, down in the 70s.
Shout out your captains for the showdown. Right now, Jay Muchmore, 86. In 35th place, looking at the Classic 6 game, he is closest to max power. Jackson tossing. That is caught for a first down. That is Hollywood Brown putting on a Hollywood type of performance with that catch to the 25.
And let's not bypass a beautiful throw by Lamar Jackson. Just defenders in his face, had almost no time to get that ball off. Still landed a beauty in the arms of Hollywood Brown. What a nice play overall. You know, we talk about Lamar Jackson. He wasn't the most accurate passer in college, but since he's come into the NFL, especially this past year, it is something that he has dramatically improved.
Sony, I do not know, on YouTube asking if we'll have a random third commentator in this game. You never know. Madden after dark. 1st and 10. They're letting Jackson sling the pill. I love it. Deep down the left side. It is nearly intercepted in the hands of one Saint, bobbled by another Saint, but they can't pull off Saint-like work.
That was nearly intercepted about 4 different times in the end zone for the Saints, and they weren't able to come up with it at all. The Ravens stay alive somehow.
Smash that like button, hit subscribe. Madden After Dark, only a half quarter in. It's Mark Ingram, and he is demolished by my guy, Demario Davis.
So you have all the defenders' numbers too? Like that must be so small. You got to do something about getting those numbers bigger or something. Oh, he's showing me the sheet. For all of you at home, I'm looking at this like minuscule size 4 font that he has with all these numbers on there. I don't know how you do it.
3rd down and 8, play action. Jackson fires, caught. Another ball to Seth Roberts to the 4. Lamar Jackson getting swarmed by Saints. It will not stop him in the dome.
Seth Roberts getting some nice early work already. 2 receptions, 24 yards already for Seth Roberts. Getting some nice work for the wide receiver 3.
All right. Nice contested ball. Lamar Jackson, all that criticism heading into the Madden 20 season. That kid can't throw. Well, he sure can. We'll see if that X factor does become lit. It is a rushing X factor for Jackson. Power I. Handing off, no, play action, toss it again, kid, take off, kid, that's his 4th rushing touchdown of our Sims, an opening drive score. This man is a video game. Lamar Jackson, 6-0, Baltimore.
Yeah, I mean, just like we see in real life, when Jackson sees an opportunity to take off, he takes it almost every single time. This is something we saw Jared Goff not do the other night on Sunday night when he had about 9 feet on each side to go into the end zone, but Jackson does it here, and he's starting to kind of erase that narrative that he has not done well in these simulations, and we should see an easy kick here for Justin Tucker, who is basically automatic.
I mean, it is indoors. I would certainly hope so. 7-0, 11 plays, 74 yards. It eats up 5 minutes of clock. Drew Brees, what do you got? As the Saints defense talking over. Demario Davis, you made some nice stops, my friend. Once I found your name, but it wasn't enough. Good start. Good start to this one.
A very good start, and I got to shout out a good comment that was actually towards you. You get a lot of nice comments here, but Jessica Wood in the YouTube chat, all jokes aside, Glass, you would be a great TV commentator. You remind me of Sean McDonough, but with more juice. That is a compliment if I ever heard one. And let me tell you, I might give you some crap sometimes. You are excellent at what you do.
Thank you, Steve. It means a lot. Now let's stop being nice to each other because it makes me feel uncomfortable.
I'm with me.
I'm Sean McDonough. Welcome to NFL on Tuesday night. This ball is returned by New Orleans to the 28-yard line. Don McDonough and Bill Raftery here with you.
Quick comment in the YouTube chat saying, how could you not pick Lamar Jackson as your captain? Look, it makes perfect sense, but there is so many guys that you could have realistically put in the captain spot here. Drew Brees, one of the highest rated quarterbacks in the game. Michael Thomas, Alvin Kamara, both highly rated, both with the X factor for both of them. So there's a lot of guys that you could captain, a lot of expensive guys. So maybe you want to get Jackson in there, but the salary just could not work by trying to get some of these players in there.
Looking at New Orleans, this is my first time seeing Drew Brees and company. Michael Thomas making the catch behind the line, so that is likely a rush for negative yards. Drew Brees does have that indoor baller superstar trait. This is a Saints home game. When playing indoors, player with this ability can easily enter the zone. It's very self-explanatory.
Chris Clark says y'all should be announcing for WWE. Yeah, let's go. Last night would be fantastic.
I'm in. I'm in too. I'm into all of it. Right now with nothing to do except Madden Sims, I am open to anything. Second down 11. Play action Breeze. Tosses left side. It's broken up.
Yeah, dangerous throw there to Jared Cook in some tight coverage there. Jared Cook, as most tight ends, has done well in some of these pass simulations here, but he's got a number of guys he can go to. Michael Thomas, most notably, the highest ranked player in this game, one of 5 players with a 99 rating overall. If there's anybody he's going to be looking towards on a consistent basis, it should be Michael Thomas, but that's not my decision. That's the simulation's decision.
Empty backfield for Breeze on third down 11 from their own 26. Hands extended in the Superdome. Breeze with all the time in the world, shuffling. Still time. Let it go. Fires left side. The receiver comes back, but it's incomplete.
Couple bad throws here from Drew Brees and a quick 3 and out for the Saints, surprisingly. Talk about all the highly rated guys on this offense and just getting absolutely nothing going on this first drive. So the Ravens defense doing a good job to get the ball back very quickly. If they can get up to a quick lead here, might see some vintage Drew Brees coming back from behind.
You look at the top 15 players in this game, it's worthy to go beyond the top 10 and go to the 15 because this is an excellent football game on paper. It's a really good Baltimore defense up front. You have Michael Pierce, Marshall Yanda, Earl Thomas, of course, at free safety. So they've got some studs. Marlon Humphrey at corner. Two teams, we talk about Jackson and Breeze, Thomas, Kamara, Hollywood Brown, all the star power and the firepower on offense. There's two good defenses, Steve.
No, for sure. I mean, the Saints has been a total hit or miss, it feels like, for the last couple of years, especially in their secondary, but they definitely got it right this past season.
All right, Mark Ingram, it's a revenge sim for him, off to a poor start. 2 runs for -3 yards. 2nd and 15.
Tank, loyal chat user in there thing. He's convinced that he's starting to jinx these quarterbacks. So just stop doing that.
Hey,
Don't
by the way,
anybody.
Steve,
Yeah.
I know we did a guest appearance last game. Tevin Coleman scored a touchdown. Do you have anything to say?
Guys are bums. I don't care. The simulation loves them. I don't. No, and neither does anybody else. Total bum.
This formation, they're going to get Ingram going. Now, why can't they stick to what they did on the opening drive? 3rd and 13.
See, the simulation does well on one drive, tries to get all cute and fancy on the next one, and that's when we start seeing punt fest.
I do not want a punt fest on Madden After Dark. A great matchup, 1,700, staying up late on a Tuesday night. What do you got, Lamar? You're the next Madden cover. Unjinx yourself before it even comes out. Play action. Jackson, take off, kid. Oh, the juke. Oh, it almost works again. He juked twice, but he's just short of the first. 4th and 2.
I mean, at this rate, would you be surprised if Jackson went over 100 rushing yards? I sure wouldn't. We've seen guys like Mitch Trubisky do it. Lamar Jackson should easily do it if he's going to be running like this.
5 carries, 35 yards. Yes, there goes that man, Lamar Jackson. I mean, look, that's a good idea on 3rd and short. Now, I know he converted a 3rd and long on the ground the last drive, which led to a rushing touchdown for Lamar, but we want to see the ball continue to move.
We would like that indeed.
All right. I've now decided to take a second and breathe here in this opening quarter.
So Scott says I don't know who Scott is. Anyone else hit the mute button when Glash is announcing? Get out of here, you dope. You're like, no, nobody feels that way. Get out.
Scott,
you know what? Yeah.
Scott is the same guy who said I was the 40-year-old virgin. So it makes some sense.
Listen. You can say what you want in here, but Scott, please. Get with it, Scott.
Too bad I'm not 40. And that's a pass connected to Traquan Smith. 2nd down and 8. Traquan Smith has been good in these sims. He's the slot receiver, wide receiver 3. The wideout 2 is Ted Ginn Jr., averaging 12.5 DK points a stream. And, of course, the wideout 1 is Michael Thomas. It's amazing. Emmanuel Sanders is going to be the wideout 2 with this team next year.
Yeah, that's going to be a big difference maker for them. I mean, forget about Sanders. Let's talk about right now.
We're cooking. We're cooking in the dome, everybody, because Jared Cook has come to play. 1st down at their own 37.
A lot of people backing you up, Flash. The chat loves you, man. The chat loves you.
Appreciate you all.
Joe R says, get over it, Scott. Exactly. Get over it. You know what? I'm not Mayo. I'm getting rid of this dope. See you later, buddy. I don't need to deal with this negativity. It's past my bedtime. We're trying to do this for the people, and you come in here saying all these dopey comments. I'm not Mayo, but believe me. Later, dude.
New Orleans is a city that does not sleep, and that is the case. Madden After Dark, 17 minutes past the 10 o'clock hour on the East Coast, and we have reached the end of the first quarter. I hope you enjoyed it. We still have 3 more to go. Smash that like button. Hit subscribe. We're having a blast. The energy's there. I'm feeling it. We had it last night, Steve. I missed you dearly, but man, Jeff Ulrich filled your shoes. It was a tremendous game. 21-6 Seattle for the $100,000 contest. And what do you know? 15 unanswered, then add 6 more. 21 unanswered for the Chiefs to come back and beat the Seahawks. Oh, it was just outstanding.
So you had some good stuff last night. We have something good tonight, and then we have something even better tomorrow.
Tomorrow night at, let me check the time. Got it, 8 p.m. Titans at Packers. Special guest joining Emerson Latzia. Michael Rappaport.
Oh, my
Michael
goodness.
Rappaport is coming on a DraftKings Madden sim.
Oh, man.
Oh, boy.
I mean, we've had some colorful personalities on these streams already. We've had Spice Adams. We had Scott Zolak last night. Michael Rappaport's coming on now. Oh, my goodness. Set your alarms. Set your alarms for 8 o'clock tomorrow night.
Titans at Packers, a Titans game Steve won't be doing. Are you happy that you have been replaced on a Titans game by Michael Rappaport?
Oh, I mean, look, you can replace me with all the celebrities you want. I'm like a D-list celebrity. I mean, please, yeah, go ahead. Take my spot. No problem.
And that is Jared Cook making the catch. 7-yard pickup, 2nd and 3. Saints still working in their own territory. Monster 01 says Steve Buchanan got his man's back. For now.
For now, I mean, wait until Glash calls, Jared Cook, Alvin Kamara or something, and then, I won't be on his side at all.
2nd and 3 over the middle. Breeze. His rating in terms of short throw is 99, so he will work the middle of the field. It makes all the sense in the world why they gave Breeze 2 years, $50 million, and why they paid Michael Thomas, because that is bread and butter over the middle.
Yeah, that was a nice way to start off the drive here as we clock is winding down a little bit here in the beginning of the second quarter. See if the Saints can get something going here offensively.
Breeze, 3-step drop, surveys the defense, fires wide open. Jared Cook, he's inside the 30. Jared Cook is eaten up, and we're cooking in the Big Easy.
I'm glad that you didn't make the mistake in calling Kamara. Once he caught that, I said, this could be the moment. But nope, Jared Cook is a nice pass there, getting Saints downfield.
Greg Coffin on YouTube. Steve Buchanan, the Lightning. Brendan Glasheen, the Thunder. Got news, Scott. You can't mute Mother Nature.
Greg is in all these chats. We appreciate you hanging out. We appreciate everybody hanging out, by the way. What do we got going on here? About 1,800 people watching right now from Madden After Dark. That's awesome.
Even inside the Mercedes-Benz Superdome, the nature is here. 1st and 10 from the 29. It's Jared Cook again. to the 5-yard line.
Buffalo Saints, how bad is your life going if you got mayoed and Mayo isn't even doing the game? I'll take his stick for a couple seconds there. I had no problem. That guy was a dope.
What a first half, everybody. Second quarter just underway. The Saints are threatening to tie the game. Smash that like button. We want to set a record tonight on Madden After Dark. I'm feeling it. I am feeling it, people. Let's do it.
What do you think here? Are we going to run it with Kamara here, or are we going to pull something tricky?
Well, he's been absent, really, in the whole offensive game plan for virtual Sean Payton.
Yeah, he has. He's in the backfield, though. Let's see if they give it to him.
X Factor is lit for Drew Brees. It is fearless. Let's see if he's fearless to chuck it. They put Ted Ginn in motion. Hand off to Kamara. He stumbles down to the 3.
Hey, you know what the chat is making me realize? Who's been a big factor in this drive? Jared Cook. Is it the Cook ball again?
Right, remember that? We had Brandon Cooks and Dalvin Cook in that Vikings-Rams game go berserk. Again, the X Factor is lit for Breeze, throwing accurately, unaffected by defensive pressure with the X Factor fearless. Handoff Kamara. He is stopped again, no gain. They're at the 3, 3rd and goal.
I mean, to be fair, the Ravens team was very good against the run, so not all that shocking here. But, I mean, Alvin Kamara is been a huge factor in these simulations, and some of the past simulations. Excellent catching out of the backfield, too, as well. But this would be a huge stop here if they can stop the Saints here at 3rd and goal.
You got to throw at the X Factor, right? Jared Cook, 15% captain, 57% flex. Who do you need, everybody? Who do you need in Showdown? Who do you need in Classic? From the 3, Breeze is under center, drops back, fires, that is caught. It is Michael Thomas, touchdown, Saints.
Only a matter of time for Michael Thomas here, one of the more expensive guys in this game, $10,600. That is so expensive, even for a wide receiver 1. But for somebody with a 99 overall, 99 awareness, 89 speed, it was only a matter of time for Michael Thomas to get in the end zone. You paid up for him, he delivered.
Michael Thomas, the most expensive wide receiver in Classic, $8,200, $10,600 in the flex spot for Showdown, and nearly $16,000 as the captain, Will Lutz, is on for the extra point, trying to tie things up. We are about halfway through this second quarter in the virtual Simperdome in New Orleans. Madden After Dark has a pulse. 7-7 our score. Updated now, the scores through the opening quarter. So have a look at the DraftKings Game Center being told. Mest 79, M-E-S-T in all caps, 79. On top of the Showdown with 37.83 points. He captained Lamar Jackson, and then right behind him, 37.43 points, a two-way tie.
Plenty of people excited in the chat for Michael Thomas, rightfully so, but some people upset it wasn't Jared Cook. I mean, he was such an important piece of that drive, but just couldn't hit pay dirt, unfortunately. So, look, Jared Cook got you some points there, but it was Michael Thomas in the end who got the tutty.
Ball back to the Ravens. It's been a fun night so far on Madden After Dark. Got to give some shout-outs per usual. Justice Hill, on the return. Shout out to the ops team working hard, updating the scores again through that first quarter. I'm sure the touchdown for Michael Thomas will file in very shortly. Appreciate all of our essential workers that keep things going. We've gotten comments on YouTube and even elsewhere, Twitter, Instagram, people saying, hey, we enjoy these things. You guys are really adding some normalcy to our days. We appreciate you being here, guys. Lamar Jackson, play action, slingshot, engaged. That is caught by the fullback, Paul Ricard, and now there's the flag, a face mask. Paul Ricard, the pride of Maine.
The pride of Maine and the Lobsters. All right, Ricard. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say he's 0.0% owned, especially in Classic.
Coach To Win is asking, do I have the suit on? No, I have my Thunderwear on. 7-7 score from the 46. Jackson dumps it off, and that is to, I believe, a tight end. Yes, Mark Andrews.
Yeah, I was going to say, I believe that's Mark Andrews there. Andrews. Obviously, the tight end one here. Hayden Hurst, who's no longer with the team. I believe he's with the Falcons now. The tight end 2 for the Ravens in this roster here.
Ricard, 0.01% ownership as Jackson takes off, scampers for a first down, jukes inside the 35-yard line.
I'm just trying to put myself in a position where I'm creating a classic lineup, and I said, I really need Patrick Ricard, so I'm going to lock him in. I don't see that scenario ever playing out, but somebody did it, and I commend you for it because you're going to get some PPR points that nobody else is going to have. 0.25% in showdown. You people are crazy. Maybe you're smarter.
He is averaging a whopping 0.4 DK points a stream. The revenge sim is still on for Mark Ingram, but he has yet to show up in the Big Easy. Maybe he was out too late. Now, last night, we were out in Seattle, myself and Jeff. We somehow made it to Carolina this morning at noon. We had ourselves a great time celebrating the 8th anniversary of DraftKings, and we appreciate all of you that celebrated with us in Seattle and who participated in the $100,000 contest. Second to date, Jackson. No, that was nearly a gift. It was dropped by New Orleans. That was A.J. Klein, the Sam linebacker, who dropped it.
Stop disrespecting Ricard. He was an easy lock. Yep, you're right. I'm the dummy. You got
Yes, he is also a Massachusetts native. He went to Maine, and he was damn good at Maine. CAA football. Shout out. Third and 8.
There we go.
Jackson, tuck it and run. Tuck it and run. Go, Lamar. Dive. Down at the 1.
Oh, man. Just taken down at the 1. That's a heartbreaker right there if you captain Lamar Jackson, even if you just have Lamar Jackson. But I thought he was taking that all the way, just taken down at the last possible second. He should just sneak it in here. He did all the work. Sneak it in.
We've seen the juke at 90. That's the ball carry vision, 95 in Madden. Imagine what that number and his numbers just in general in Madden are going to look like when he's the cover next year. X Factor is lit for Lamar Jackson. First 1-3, takes the snap, fires, touchdown. Hollywood Brown, his first touchdown of our Madden streams. And the Ravens take a 13-7 lead in the Simperdome.
Hey, look, if you're taking Hollywood Brown, you're banking on that speed, maybe a long reception for a touchdown, but beggars can't be choosers here. We'll take the touchdown from Hollywood Brown, who ended up being one of the more expensive receivers on the Ravens in the showdown mode. It's $8,600 for Hollywood Brown, gets the touchdown, puts the Ravens ahead.
2% ownership in captain, 16% in the flex for the $1,000 DK showdown contest for tonight. So shout out if you had Hollywood Brown in your captain spot or even as a flex, maybe in classic mode where he was the 12th most expensive receiver. Guys, if you're enjoying Madden After Dark, smash that like button. Almost 2,000 watching, Steve. It's 10:30 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, I love this. I love the community we have, especially here for Madden After Dark. Thank you guys for making us a part of your day, regardless of how long you stay. We just want to bring you some entertainment, get some lineups in, maybe make some DK dollars, and hopefully some good commentary on the way. Brendan Glasheen doing the play-by-play. Somebody asked who is doing the play-by-play. That is Brendan Glasheen, BJ_Glass on Twitter. I'm the guy who's not as good, S Buchanan 24, doing the quote-unquote analysis.
Well, we did an experiment the other night where we switched roles on the broadcast, and may I add, it was an experiment on Madden After Dark, and that is where we will leave it. We will never do it again. We will stick to our strengths. We will not just stick to sports, but we will stick to our strengths. That is for sure.
We tried that experiment, and nobody after the games asked if we could do that again, so I figured that was one and done.
Yes, agreed. All right, ball back to the Saints. Both quarterbacks have the X Factor lit. Now this is good stuff for Madden After Dark. Breeze over the middle. Jared Cook again. Cook is cooking.
Yeah, really good game for Jared Cook thus far. We haven't even hit half yet. We're just about to hit the 2-minute warning, but phenomenal start here for Jared Cook.
People are asking if we could do a midnight special. I'll tell you what, if our team could set up a sim for midnight, I'm staying right here. I'd stay up all night and do this. Let's go.
I could get down with that, as long as it's not a Titans game. Don't give me any of that crap anymore. Give me a couple good teams. I'll do it.
Breeze is in the gun, 2 wide left, 1 to the right. It's Michael Thomas over the middle. He is just going to keep feeding the Cookmaster. He catches that ball, 39-yard line. Jared Cook, 6 receptions, 80 yards, only 20 away from the bonus.
Yeah, I mean, almost hitting the bonus before the half is just almost unheard of in some of these simulations, with Jared Cook easily on his way.
Saints no huddle offense, 3 timeouts, approaching 90 seconds to go. Breeze fires left side. Thomas, the footwork. Did he reel that in? Yes, he did. First down, New Orleans. They're in Baltimore territory.
I mean, it would be phenomenal if they could tie this up at the before the half. Give these teams a clean slate when we come back for the third quarter here, and the Saints are moving down the field quickly.
Who dat nation? You guys are rolling. 2 good defenses, and really, we've seen good defense so far in this game, but when you have 2 great quarterbacks, X factors ignited, you will get anything. Here is Breeze in the gun, 2 wide to the left, a tight formation. He is sacked for the first time. That is Baltimore, Matthew Judon. Sit down, Drew.
You know, that's actually a good question. Let's just say we theoretically did a midnight stream. What would you guys want to see the teams be? Because if we got that set up for whatever reason, like, it has to be a special occasion. So you let us know what teams you would want that to be. I'd like to see what games people are interested in seeing.
X Factor is gone. Breeze is still firing. There is a flag. Do we get a rare PI call?
Really?
Yes, we do. Defensive pass interference on Chuck Clark.
It has to be Madden After Dark if we're getting PI, because we never get PI during the day.
Thomas at the top of the screen. Kamara crossing over. It's a deep ball. Back of the end zone. Incomplete. That was intended, Steve, for... I don't know. Michael Thomas, maybe. That's a good guess. Come on, people. Smash that like button. Hit the subscribe button. We're having ourselves a time. I believe Alvin Kamara is lined up as a receiver to the left side. Breeze fires into traffic, and that is broken up again. It is 3rd and 10.
Yeah, I mean, for a drive that started off so well, all of a sudden the Saints having issues just getting anything going on offense here. They are 1 play away from Mr. Will Lutz coming on the field.
Ready?
Can't handle field goals right now. Just can't do it.
No, we don't want it. We don't want it at all.
Michael Thomas left of the screen. Kamara right of the screen. 3rd and 10. Breeze fumbles the football. It is recovered by New Orleans. His big, beefy offensive lineman, Emerson Latzia. That comes from him. Eric McCoy picks it up.
Yeah, I mean, he was right there on top of that. You see Breeze get absolutely leveled here, loses control of the ball, but thankfully the Saints were right there to grab it and prevent anything from the Ravens grabbing that ball there. So we're likely going to see Will Lutz, a pretty disappointing end to this drive that showed some early promise, but we'll see what we get here out of Will Lutz. This is going to be a long one.
It's not official, but I would like to go out on a limb and say that's the first time, I think, we've had both quarterbacks with the X Factor ignited at the same time until Breeze lost his. Lutz is automatic indoors, and that is good inside the Mercedes-Benz Simperdome. A field goal for Will Lutz, and now it's still a 1-score football game in the Big Easy, but the sweat is definitely hard at this point tonight. Game 6 of 6, 14-10 Baltimore.
And look, there's so many high-price guys in this game. It was very easy to overlook the kickers in this game, but we literally have some of the best in the game here with Justin Tucker and Will Lutz. And look, when you try to save some salary, maybe go with some of those guys on the depth chart that are low, like Willie Snead or something like that. But Justin Tucker, 4,200, and Captain Showdown mode, Will Lutz at 4,000 could end up being a pretty good bargain in this game.
This is incredible. Granted, the matchup speaks for itself. Baltimore, New Orleans. Justice Hill is on the return. He approaches the 24 and is brought down. We have more than 2,000 watching on YouTube, and we are almost at the 11 o'clock hour on the East Coast. You guys are phenomenal. and they take a knee at the end of the first half. I was hoping for something better, but what can you do? It's computer against computer.
Hey, we'd love for something better, but 24 points in the first half. Can't complain about that. Glass, you and I have done some clunkers. So I will happily take a 14-10 Ravens lead going into the half. I am okay with this.
Did you see those stats a moment ago? So Baltimore has 80-somewhat rushing yards to about 50-something passing yards, and all of those rushing yards belong to Lamar Jackson. We'll shout you guys out on the YouTube chat. You've all pretty much called it. It's been a Lamar ground attack. Drew Brees, 11 of 15, 102, 1 touchdown to Michael Thomas. And Lamar Jackson, 8 of 10. He has a touchdown pass to Hollywood Brown and a rushing touchdown of his own. So far, the wideout ones have come to play. And Lamar Jackson showcasing to everybody why he deserves to be on the cover of Madden next year. He certainly has proved he can reach the end zone with his legs.
Yeah, and talking about, again, if you wanted to captain Jackson in this game, let's say you did so at 16,200. It really kind of crippled the rest of your roster because that left you with an average of 6,700 per player in the 5 flex spots. So was that something you were able to do? Because that really prevents you from taking guys like Michael Thomas or Alvin Kamara. So it really was a big decision to make who you wanted to captain in this game. There was so many directions you could go to, but if you took the chance with Jackson, took some cheaper guys, could be looking pretty good right now.
The Ravens did start the game with the football, so the Saints will come out down by 4. Scores are updated manually. Smash that like button for our ops team, working super hard. You guys have been a great Madden After Dark audience. I think this is our best yet. It's a great matchup, of course. A late night in the Big Easy, everybody. Yeah, we're loving it. 14-10 Baltimore. Thanks for being with us, guys. Really appreciate all of the comments here on YouTube, watching in the Game Center, also the DK Live app. Be sure to check out the DK Playbook. Steve Buchanan writes articles there. Julian Edlow, who will join me for Madden After Dark tomorrow. I will not tell him to shut up, maybe once or twice, but Edlow will be joining us tomorrow night on Madden After Dark. Those guys work super hard on the DK Playbook. Latest up-to-date stuff on Madden ratings, as well as Superstar and X-Factor breakdowns, and even those depth charts. So all good stuff from DraftKings during these sims.
Do me a favor. Say Big Easy again, but do it with a lot of emphasis.
The Big Easy!
No. More like, seductive.
No.
You did it already!
We'll get there. I'm sure I'll drop one in here in the second half. There's John Harbaugh. Many have compared me to him with no brows. Michael Irvin is asking, Jim Boeheim wants to know if you're available for home games this year. I will not replace the voice of the Orange, Matt Park. He is a friend, and he is tremendous at his job, Michael Irvin. If that is really you, from one broadcaster to another these days, I will not take another broadcaster's job. It is not part of the business, unless you're asked.
I was just going to say, but what did you get asked?
Start of the second half, New Orleans football.
Didn't you actually take Adam Kaufman's earlier today?
Yes, Adam Kaufman's computer crashed, and I was asked, Glash, get on, all caps. And I was sitting, doing my prep on the plane to Sim Orleans, and I showed up. Handed off to Alvin Kamara.
So before you came on, it was just Julian Edlow by himself?
Yeah, it was awful. I had to get in.
Oh, that must have been awful. How many viewers did we lose when that happened? I mean, granted, Kaufman, Julian Edlow, probably not like a barn burner for viewers anyways, but I can't imagine that the viewers stayed if it was just Edlow.
You could see the sweat dripping down his backwards hat, and the buttons were just being unclicked because he was so nervous. So throw in the flat to Thomas, and he was tackled right away. So Drew Brees now has 3rd and 7.
See, had I known that that's why you were jumping on, I would have jumped on with you. I didn't realize what was happening, what had transpired in that game, but obviously you handled it. You handled it well.
DFS Outlier says on YouTube, can I have a side of Glash, hold the eyebrows? The brows are coming back in strong, people. Almost 3 weeks in. But we're focused on the game. We have a great game, Madden After Dark. Sometimes we do some side commentary, in particular when the Titans are playing, but that is not the case. We have two good teams in Madden. 14-10, Baltimore leads, 3rd and 7. Breeze and the Saints trying to rally back. Nice throw, and that is caught by Traquan Smith. He is a transformer. First down.
Yeah, Traquan Smith now 3 receptions for 21 yards. Fairly priced for a wide receiver 3 at $5,100. You know, usually the wide receiver, I'm sorry, that's his captain's price, so he was really cheap at $3,400. I was just going to say, these wide receiver 3s have been really cheap overall. Sterling Shepard is one that kind of comes to mind as a wide receiver 3. We've seen him about the 3,200 range, but some of these guys have been big difference makers, especially when you needed to save some salary.
Smash the like button, hit subscribe. Madden After Dark is in full effect as Alvin Kamara stays on his feet, but he trips himself up. He's at the 44, still New Orleans in its own territory.
He was like running in slow motion. He tripped up, was doing everything he could to regain his balance. And actually, have you seen that? The video on Twitter that's been making the rounds. He's trying to like balance himself with like these 100-pound weights on both sides of him.
Yes.
He is wild. He's
nuts. Breeze wide open man, but Jared Cook falls down. He had daylight in front.
You know what? I think when we can go back to the office, I think you and I should try that challenge. Like, see how much we can balance and, like, you know, be able to move around. How much do you think you could do? Realistically.
Excuse me. I don't know.
And that's not a great answer.
I had to cough. Sorry. 3rd and 3. Breeze to Cook. Same play. And he is blasted at the 49. They're now in Baltimore territory, but it's 4th and 1. I don't know, Steve. That's a good question. I don't know how much I can do.
I think we should try that when we go back to the office. See how much weight we can balance on both of our shoulders. I'm down for it.
You couldn't do much.
I mean, I don't think you could do much either.
Okay.
Like, I'm not trying to flex on you. 15 apiece on each side. We'll start with that, and then we'll just continue to go up from there.
All right. They'll punt. Thomas Morstead is the punter for the Saints, in case anyone was curious. So normally we shout out the punters when it's a good punt. That wasn't great. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. We're inside the 24.
Remember like that 107-yard punt we saw the other night? That was wild. That number might be incorrect, but that wild punt we saw into the wind, it was in the Bears game. Do you remember it now? Yes, that was crazy.
X Factor is still lit for Lamar Jackson. Almost 2,000 still watching on the tube. Handoff to Mark Ingram. It is a sim revenge game for the running back who was a former Saint. Well, he is a former Saint, actually, present tense.
I was going to say, if this is a revenge game, he has 5 carries for 6 yards. I don't think the Saints are too worried about getting rid of him. Coach DeWin asked what I'm talking about. Look up Alvin Kamara and the workout he's doing. He was like balancing these massive weights on his shoulder, trying to like maintain his balance. It's crazy.
What are we doing with all these throws now in the flat? Middle of the field was being exposed in the first half, and now we're getting cute and conservative.
Yep, this is what the sim does. You know, they kind of rope us in with an entertaining first half. They come out, have a really crappy third quarter, and then they'll light it back up in the fourth quarter.
Scores are updated through the first half, so check out the game centers. Shout out to our great ops team, and shout out to all of you guys. You were with us last night for a thrilling Seattle-Kansas City $100,000 late classic slate. Many of you playing in the $2,000 late classic, the $3,000 full classic, which is 6 games, and we're looking at that right now. The showdown is a 6-way tie for first. They all captained Lamar Jackson, who's back to throw on 3rd and 6. Surveys, fires, connects. That is Mark Andrews. Yes, a first down to the 45.
You know, amazing when he kind of lets the ball go downfield. Good things happen here, and Andrews helped him out there with that catch. Immediately got out of bounds there, and a nice little regaining of the drive here, I guess, for the Ravens.
Jay, much more 86. You continue to leapfrog people in the leaderboard, that is, for the 6-game classic. He is now taken over in first. Many asking for Mark Andrews to show up. Well, there you go. 1st and 10. Baltimore from its own 45. Play action jacks. The juke doesn't work.
No, he was waiting for that one. He had him in his sights. Absolutely railroad Lamar Jackson there. He's going to be feeling that one.
A.J. Klein with another beatdown of Lamar Jackson. A very, very good matchup. New Orleans and Baltimore in the Big Easy. Mercedes-Benz Simperdome, a city that does not sleep. Jackson still has the X factor. Hands it off, and we're just going to keep trying to give Mark Ingram a chance to get revenge. It's not working. That was productive, though. 3rd and 2.
Yeah, the simulation must know that this is supposed to be a revenge game for Mark Ingram, but he's just not having it at all. Just give it up. Just let Jackson throw. Or you know what, even better, let Jackson run.
This is a spot to do it, right? 3 wide. Willie Snead is in the slot. Jackson, hands off. Ingram, 1st down. Trying to use his elusiveness. Working to his left. Mark Ingram, juke rating 91. Break tackle 89. 1st and 10. Baltimore at the New Orleans 41. Got to shout out our essential workers. Corey Miller says, I just got to say, I appreciate everyone at DraftKings. As a long-haul truck driver, I need something to look forward to, and your streams and commentary make my drives a lot more pleasant. 105 out of 105. This is Sim 105, and Corey, we appreciate you, sir. Thanks for joining us. Keep your eyes on the road. I will deliver the play-by-play. All right, formation. That's a handoff again to Ingram. Corey, don't worry. If you rostered Ingram, he didn't do squat. 2nd and 8.
You're the man, Corey. Thanks for tuning in, dude.
Yeah, Corey, if you're stopped at a rest area, feel free to watch. But eyes on the road.
Safety first.
Safety first. Safety first. 2nd and 8. Jackson. Back to Ingram. Cameron Jordan in on the stop. Cameron Jordan, by the way, side note, has become one of my favorite NFL players. He's a great interview on TV. Seems like a nice guy. I would love to meet Cameron Jordan. Seems like a good dude. I believe our own Jesse Cofield interviewed him at the Super Bowl.
I think you're actually right. You know, I've actually, speaking of Jesse Cofield, who was hosting the big stream last night, people talking about her being in the bathroom. Listen, she's in a pantry. She's in a pantry. Like, our houses are not built for these, like, backdrops. She's in a pantry, I promise you.
3rd and 10, Jackson tucks underneath his armpit. He weaves, but he fumbles the football. It is loose. It is picked up by New Orleans. Lamar Jackson. Many people have Jackson in their lineups on the leaderboard, and that will shift the contest for sure.
Yeah, wow. I mean, look at a beautiful juke there, but just gets whacked by about 2 or 3 Saints defenders there. Coughs up the ball, and now the Saints in business. We're just about at midfield and have a chance here to make a huge difference in this simulation.
Nearly 2,100 watching just saw Lamar, the next Madden cover athlete, cough it up. I mean, his numbers in terms of passing, 6 tuds to 5 picks. He has not been great, but does have the rushing touchdown. As Alvin Kamara spins off his man. That was the defender for Baltimore, Earl Thomas, the free safety. Rips him down with his shoulders. 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, Alvin Kamara dropped the shoulder there, trying to get something happening on the ground. We haven't seen much ground game from either side, with the exception of Lamar Jackson.
2nd down and 8. Kamara in the backfield. We saw him in passing situations a ton earlier on as Michael Thomas fends off the defense, does not go far. And once again, it's 3rd and long. Jared Cook, Steve, over the middle, was working swimmingly for Drew Brees.
Yeah, I mean, look, I have no problem going with Thomas there, who now has 5 receptions on the game, but only 14 yards for Thomas. Just hasn't been getting anything on those receptions there, but you're totally right about Jared Cook. It's been working all game long. Why try to defer from that?
Kamara is a receiver, bottom of the screen. Thomas, top of the screen. 3rd and 8, Brees fires towards the sideline. That is caught. And speaking of, it's Jared Cook, but he gets ripped to the floor. 4th down and 6. And it's still 14-10. They'll have to punt.
So they generated that turnover. Huge for them at the time, it looked like. But another quick 3 and out for the Saints here. Pretty surprising how this has transpired here. And that's going to do it for the 3rd quarter.
You guys have been unbelievably awesome. Almost 2,100 watching Madden After Dark. This is definitely our best viewership for a game this late. Smash that like button. Do it. Because as we say each and every sim, each and every stream. We did $100,000 to celebrate our 8th anniversary. We have 8-minute quarters. We went to arcade mode. When you guys like the stream, our bosses, my boss is watching right now. And everybody here at the company, they love it when you guys continue to engage and be with us. It motivates our team to be even better. And during these times of social distancing, quarantine, we all need something to gravitate towards, and we really appreciate when you guys come here. So we apologize when we get repetitive and sounds like we're begging. No, we just want to keep making these better. So that's why we encourage you to subscribe and also smash that like button.
Yeah, it helps us out immensely. So, apologies if it gets annoying, because like you said, but yeah, really, truly, it really kind of shows how well it does for us. So it's helping us out as we try to help you out. We don't want to make this a one-way relationship. We want to help each other out. So we appreciate when you do that. And then it gets us to have special guests come on, which Glash will let you know about what's happening tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Michael Rappaport. I'll say it again because our audience is always changing. Michael Rappaport joining us tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern. He will be with Emerson Latzia for Titans, Steve, and Packers. 8 o'clock game at Lambeau. Our guests seem to like Lambeau. Zolak was loving Lambeau Field when he went with the Patriots a couple years ago. Well, you'll get Rappaport and Latzia tomorrow night. So tune in, 8 o'clock. We have another 6-game slate tomorrow. Love you guys. And look, not to get all sentimental as we start the 4th, and then we're going to focus on the game again, I promise. We formed a little community here, Steve. Like, people like when we're paired up. I think we have a good time. We keep it fun. We focus on the game. It really is a blast.
No, it really is. And, who knew what was going to happen when everything kind of got canceled there and everything kind of went haywire. So this has been really good for a lot of people.
Jackson over the middle to Mark Andrews. Brought down at the 26. Lamar Jackson, 11 of 13. How does he rebound from that fumble? The Saints did not take advantage. That was a 3-and-out, correct? A 3-and-out, just giving the ball right back to the Ravens.
Yeah, really disappointing there from getting that turnover, getting the ball loose from Lamar Jackson, pouncing on it, recovering that fumble, and then a quick 3-and-out. And now we're in the 4th quarter, and the Ravens essentially in the same spot they were before that fumble.
Jackson in the gun to Willie Snead. He did get forward progress to the first down marker, move the chains. Baltimore, they are at their own 31.
So obviously we're in the last quarter here. Let us know who you need to do something on your lineup to get some of those DK dollars. Let us know in the chat.
Yes, tell us, because we will share with you how the scores are shaken out. It's not $100K in DK dollars, but the sweat is on. Play action Jackson, first down, fires in traffic. Another nice catch for the slot receiver, Willie Snead.
Yeah, Willie Snead wasn't a huge factor during the regular season here, but getting some looks in these simulations, playing out of the slot, is listed as the wide receiver 2 for the Ravens, so not a big surprise here and wasn't overly that expensive either.
First and 10, 42-yard line. Jackson, a quick throw. That is caught. Hollywood Brown, who does have a touchdown in this game. Saints defense starting to show up. Second down, 11.
Has Ginn done anything in this game? Said Tyler. I don't think he has. I don't even know if Ginn is here, because we haven't seen anything from Ted Ginn Jr.
From what I can remember, before we shifted to arcade mode, Tyler Stanley, Ted Ginn was actually used as like a PPR receiver. Like normally he gets like 3 targets a game and Breeze is just hailing it down the sideline. But you're right, we made that change. The offenses are a little more precise. They're a little more methodical. And yeah, Ted Ginn, nowhere to be found. As Jackson gives it a rip, Snead the target. You gotta run your route, sir.
Yeah, what on earth was going on there? I think Snead had the wrong play in his mind because it wasn't even close.
Come on.
Frustrating.
Come on, people. I know you're enjoying Madden After Dark. Still about 2,000 watching. Hit that like button. Jackson, empty backfield in the gun. A missile over the middle to Willie Snead. He has come to play in this 4th quarter. Willie Snead, a 28-yard gain for the Ravens.
So they went into the huddle. Lamar Jackson said, what were you doing? This is what I want you to do. Let's run that again. Run the right route, and I promise I'll get it to you. And he delivered.
Snead does a deed in this fourth quarter. Maybe it's Greg. Maybe it's Longfellow. Maybe. I don't know.
In the chat, Shane says he's always here, but he never gets a shout out. Make sure to favorite this video because your shout out just came, buddy.
Look at that. Everyone's having a great night.
Especially Chains.
32-yard line. Saints are trying to make the stop. Baltimore easily in field goal range. Back to the end zone. Touchdown, Lamar Jackson. He is a video game. And Hollywood Brown with not his first but his second touchdown reception. Baltimore is celebrating in the Big Easy.
Look, you roster Hollywood Brown because, sure, he's the wide receiver one, but you roster him because of the speed. 97 speed rating for Hollywood Brown, the best in this game, even better than Lamar Jackson. Comes up with that big reception, long reception for the touchdown. That is going to change the standings in these contests for sure.
Extra point is good for Tucker. Scores are updated through three quarters. I'm sure that touchdown for Hollywood Brown will show. Again, it's worth mentioning, through 6 DraftKings simulations, Hollywood Brown had zip, 0, bagel, donut, touchdowns. In this game, he has not 1, but 2 showing out using that 86 deep route rating. And Lamar Jackson, man, threw it on a frozen road.
Yeah, and we look at a showdown now, 6-way tie in showdown, 84.45 points. All of them have Lamar Jackson as captain.
All right, I'm going to take a risk here. We're approaching 5 minutes to go. You all keep commenting about a midnight game. I can't guarantee that, people, because my production team is probably looking at me like, what is he doing? You need to smash that like button. I will not put a number on it, but if you want late night football and you want more Madden After Dark, hit the like button and prove it to us that you really want it. If you want Madden After Dark to go into the next morning, you got to hit that button, and then we can use the data to prove it to our people. You have to hit the button. Make noise, people. Let's go. 2nd and 10. New Orleans, get your act together. We need this game to keep going.
Do I have to be a part of that?
I don't know. Are you available?
I mean, who's not available, I guess.
Here we go.
All right, 2nd and 10, empty backfield. Breeze. Got to get to work. Still 3 timeouts, under 5 minutes. Floats this ball left side, and that is a souvenir.
You know, real quick, talking about Michael Rappaport, who's going to be a guest commentator tomorrow. You know, there's one thing that I want to ask him about. You know, everybody always talks about his views, his sports talks. I just want to ask him about that TV show Prison Break. Did you ever watch Prison Break? It was on Fox a long time ago.
No.
Yeah, that was a great show. He was in Prison Break. I want to hear about that.
Breeze, another nice ball, and that is complete to Traquan Smith. First down. They are at their own 37-yard line still.
Yeah, again, the Saints just not getting anything done. If they are getting some receptions, they're just not getting anything after the catch. It's just kind of catch and nothing so far for the Saints, mostly in this second half.
Again, you all want that late night game. Well, the views are there right now. It's 11 o'clock. Again, I can't promise or guarantee anything. This is no eyebrow claim. But, come on. You want to stay up late? Hit the like button. Hit subscribe. Prove it. 1st and 10, Breeze. Fires right side. Nice ball to Thomas. He does have the touchdown. Got to start racking up some catches.
I am genuinely really happy that people are agreeing with me about Prison Break. That was a good show. That was a good show. It's on Netflix. I think you can watch it.
Oh, I was just going to ask, where is it? Okay.
It's a good show. It's probably, God, I don't even know the last time it was on. That was a good show, and he was in it.
The sweat is on, people. Hopefully this game gets a little tighter. Saints have got to move halfway through the fourth. Hit that like button, people. Let's go. Scores are being updated manually in the game center. 3 wide to the left for Breeze. The X Factor is lit. Fires right side. First down, they are inside the 35. That is a completed pass for Breeze. They're at the 34.
All right, inching their way down, getting down there a little bit. The Saints trying to make something happen here. Down by 11. Not a lot of time left, but if there's anybody who can overcome it, Aaron Rodgers is one of them. Drew Brees is the other.
Too wide to the left. Michael Thomas, top of the screen. Kamara in the backfield. It is Alvin Kamara swooping to his right. They are at the red zone now. 20-yard line, Saints.
And this is what clicking. This is what we saw on that opening drive for the Saints. Now everything is kind of coming into fruition here for the Saints as they're getting closer and closer. This game could end up being a nail-biter.
Oh, but they're taking their sweet, sweet, sweet time.
They are, but we still got the 2-minute warning. Both teams have all 3 timeouts, so still got a lot of time on the clock here. And keep that prison break love coming. You love to see it.
X Factor remains lit. Breeze, fearless is the X Factor. The throw accuracy unaffected by defensive pressure. Goes right side, caught, first down, New Orleans. A bullet pass from Breeze that is caught by Ted Ginn Jr. Good to see you.
Hey, Teddy, welcome to the game and your second reception. Would have been nice if you made it to the end zone, but you know what? We'll take whatever we can get at this point with about 2 minutes left in this game.
Tick, 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 tick. Ted Ginn's actually been really good in these streams. Last game, though, only 4.9 DK points, his first sim with under 10 DraftKings points. Michael Thomas at the top left of your screen. Breeze still has the X Factor lit. Looking end zone. Breeze steps up, and he is sacked. Thrown to the bottom of the floor. That was a big-time play by Baltimore.
Yeah, McPhee with the sack there on Drew Brees there. Brings us to the 2-minute warning. This is do or die for the Saints here now.
Very much a game, for sure. Still 3 timeouts. You're at the 10. No funny business. You got to throw it. You got to throw it. Now, I believe with the sack, the X factor is gone for
Correct.
Drew Brees. So the factor is gone. He's got 4 wide. Kamara in the slot right of the formation. At the top of the screen, it's Thomas. Brees fires. Thomas, touchdown, Saints.
Right after getting sacked, the quick release by Drew Brees hits his man Michael Thomas for his second touchdown of the game. We got a ball game here, folks.
All righty, Michael Thomas and Hollywood Brown, both wide receiver ones with multi-touchdown games. That is what we're talking about. If you paid up for the studs, now I understand you paid way more for Michael Thomas than you did for Hollywood Brown, especially in showdown, really on all fronts, in classic as well. They're going to go for 2 to make it a field goal game. Okay. Kamara, you have to do it. Kamara right side, he's open. They go left side, it's caught. Jared Cook, 2-point conversion. It's a 3-point game. The Big Easy is awake, and so are we.
We got a game now, baby. Love it. Absolutely love it.
Let's go. Love it. I got nothing to add. Let's just watch the replay. Take a breath. Take a breath, Brendan. Okay.
You know, I know everybody was asking about Ted Ginn. I saw him celebrating with Michael Thomas. So at least he's on the field. He did make that catch on that drive. We haven't seen much of him overall, but at least he's in a celebratory mood. At least we saw that. Doesn't help your scores, though.
And remember, way back earlier in the game, Sean Payton, there was a PI called against Baltimore, not you. Under 2 minutes, we're at the 22. Can Lamar Jackson, the newest cover athlete, as Justice Hill wants to pose for the camera? Justice, we do not have time for that. Let's go. Here is Lamar Jackson.
Are you a believer in the Madden curse or not really?
I'm just saying, Patrick Mahomes, until last night, was sort of doing it, but he delivered. Here we go. Mark Ingram brought down. Nice pickup, though, and there's a quick timeout. Again, the Saints still have 2 remaining. Everybody is dialed in on YouTube. We're about to go over 800 likes. Come on, let's make a surge for 1,000. I am feeling sim overtime. I'm feeling it. But let's see if you Jackson owners, you Ingram owners, get some more points. We are totally non-biased. We want to see a great finish. Hand off to Ingram. He is stopped.
Just there. God, he might have been like a half yard short there. That was close. So a big 3rd and 1 here for the Ravens.
And we know both kickers, as you mentioned earlier, Steve, are both very, very good. 3rd down and 1. Do they let Jackson run it? Do they throw on 3rd and 1? Jackson is under center. He has 2 fullbacks, including Patrick Ricard. Here is the handoff to Ingram. He spins. Do they give him forward progress? We do not know.
They did.
First down.
1st and 10. Yeah, he definitely had forward progress on that, so no surprise there. Huge 1st down for the Ravens here. And, maybe he didn't do much during this game overall, but that might have been the dagger by Mark Ingram against his former team.
All right, they're in no position to kneel the football. We'll see. We'll see what they do. 1st and 10, 33 to Ingram.
Running up.
I'm not sure if they can even get the possession.
Yeah, at this point now, they're just going to let the clock run. The Saints are out of timeouts. Use it all on that first few plays there, and that was such a pivotal 1st down by Mark Ingram, and now they can just let the clock go down. I think it's over for the Saints, which is really a bummer of how well they came back in this game.
2nd down and 4. Again, both touchdowns for Baltimore belong to Hollywood Brown. And New Orleans, 2 touchdowns for Michael Thomas. It looks like Jackson's going to throw here on 2nd and 4. Here's the snap. Nope, no handoff. It's just a tease. And Ingram gets the 1st down. And yes, sir, that is going to do it. One last play to do the deal. 1st down and 10, and Baltimore is going to hang on.
Yeah, just a total bummer there. They could not contain Mark Ingram in the end here. Didn't do much during this game, but he's been a force on these drives, and he's going to give the Ravens a well-deserved W in these simulations. What do we got coming up tomorrow, Glass?
A road win for Baltimore. Lamar Jackson, a rushing touchdown. Hollywood Brown with 2 receiving touchdowns, rather, from Lamar Jackson. And New Orleans with 2 touchdowns from Michael Thomas. Here is the run of games for tomorrow. Giants at Dolphins at noon. Adam Kaufman, Zach Thompson. That duo joins you at 2 o'clock for Raiders at Jets. Then at 4 p.m. Eastern, Colts at the Bears. It will be me and Reed T. Fowler. Then Broncos at Steelers at 6. Emerson Latzia and Jeff Ulrich. Special guest, Michael Rappaport, joining us for the 8 o'clock game. Titans at the Packers. And then finally, Madden After Dark. Cowboys at Vikings. Myself, Steve, will not be joining us. Drum roll. Julian Edlow is joining us for Madden After Dark. So everybody, be there at 10. I'll tell Edlow to shut up once or twice, and we'll have ourselves a ball. Thank you all for joining us for another DraftKings Fantasy Madden stream. We will catch you tomorrow at noon. Keep your eyes glued to the Game Center for the latest up-to-date scores for Classic, Late Classic, as well as the Showdown. Steve, good night.
Later, guys.